Cesar, thank you so much for some time today. It's a real pleasure to speak with you after so many years of just seeing you on the other side of the screen.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my friend.
It's actually such a great time to speak because there's so much going on when it comes to pets, specifically dogs and cats. But of course, we're gonna focus a little bit more on dogs today because August, National Dog Month, but also Clear the Shelters is a big initiative that happens throughout the nation. So I wanted to pick your brain a bit about adoptions and
Yes.
and some of the questions that might arise because yes, we want to make sure that everyone has a forever home, but we got to make sure that the people and the dogs are the right match. So, what kind of tips do you have for people who want to help, to want to add to their family? Going into a shelter to find that perfect companion.
Well, it's very important that people take in consideration the concept of spirituality and the concept of instincts. Because when people rescue dogs, they rescue for two reasons. The dog is cute and had a really bad past life, so story, or they just have an emotional void and they want the dog to fulfill that void. So that to me is emotional intelligence way of adopting. And then people forget about honor and respect, right? So you have to be honest with yourself. Are you a healthy human? Do you have healthy habits? Is your family in agreement? You see, because you have to take in consideration all of these little simple details, because the dog knows that when you come with half of the four worlds, it's four worlds, right? Your spiritual world, instinctual world, emotional world, intellectual world. And most people adopt the dog from the emotional, intellectual world, and they forget about what is the human responsibility. You see it? So it's three things you are responsible about: your energy, your philosophy of life, and your actions. And this is before you get a dog. And this is before you get married. And this is before you have children. You see it? And because the dog is going to see your energy as small as you might have a little bit of anxiety, little bit of insecurity, little bit of fear, is going to come out. So the dog is going to bring your good side and the bad side. You follow what I'm saying? And then the dog is going to say, well, you didn't have a good lifestyle. So, your lifestyle is, which one do you follow, right? Let's put into context. Tony Robbins, he talks about a lifestyle. Deepak Chopra talks about lifestyle. Oprah talks about lifestyle. By the way, they're all my clients, right? And so what they teach is the philosophy of life. You still have to be aware of your energy, and you still have to be aware of your actions. So you can know a lot. Doesn't mean your energy is good and your actions are awesome. Right? So your reality, you are three things. You are energy, philosophy, and actions. So if you say, Cesar, how do you accomplish what you accomplish? Honor, respect, passion, creativity. Right? So because of that, I can say I would like to lead a pack.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a dog or adopt a human, your position is protection, direction, love, not love before protection, direction. You see it? So those are things that people don't take in consideration. Dog people, they want to give love to the dog. And they want to make sure the dog receives their love they didn't receive in the past. That's impossible. Right? So the guilt that the people practice for no reason at all, they dump it in the dog. See, so that's what I call natural, simple, profound. And that's why I say I train humans, rehabilitate dogs. You see it? So I like to make sure that the human understands the three simple things that are necessary: good energy, calm, comfort, love, and joy. Philosophy, protection, direction, love. And activities, exercise, discipline, affection. So that is in a formula, you just have to go and execute. You follow what I'm saying? And that's how a dog will find a forever home. because that human knows how to assess and evaluate the dog that is compatible to him or his family. Not because a story or an emotional void.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? So that would be a selfish way of doing it, which most people do. That you have to be more pack oriented. You know, what kind of dog can my family and me take as a project? Because most dogs from a shelter, they're going to have a little bit problem, right? Just like most humans, by the time they're 10, they're going to have problems, right? So a dog also wants a perfect human. There is no such a thing, as you know, right? But all humans want a perfect dog from a shelter. Every once in a while, you're going to have a one of a kind, right? It's every once in a while, you're going to be a lucky person or a blessed person. But most of the dogs are going to have issues. That's why they are at the shelter. Somebody gave up on them because that human put their own energy, their own philosophy, their own actions. So they created this dog, because most of the dogs in the shelter, they're not puppies. So those dogs were puppies before, right? And when a dog becomes an adolescent, that's when the humans say, I don't want this dog, it's too much. But they created a monster. You see it? So they want somebody else to be responsible of what they created. They just don't want to take responsibility. You see it? So I like to go deep because as a Mexican man, I come from spirituality, right? The only way you can succeed in Mexico is if you believe in something bigger, if you believe in yourself, because government help is not available like in America. So you have to rely on something more stronger than you. And so because of that, dogs follow me because I'm a spiritual, instinctual, loving, smart man. I'm not just a loving, smart man. I'm a spiritual, instinctual, loving, smart man. So you need to have those four things, which we all have access to that, because I don't care if you're born in poverty. Actually, in poverty, your spirituality is higher.
Yeah.
You're funny, and your instincts are even higher because you have to survive. So we, the people that grew up in poverty, we get to keep our spirituality and our instincts. So in third world countries, dogs are skinny, but they don't have psychological problems. In America, those dogs are chunky, and I get to have a TV show.
Yeah.
Look at the perspective. Why the dogs? Huh?
Oh no, yeah.
Why the dogs in such a perfect country? You good?
Yeah, I think there was a delay. I was
Okay.
just agreeing with you. Sorry.
Good. So that's very important to take care, and which people are now, now, as you can see with social media and all these beautiful lessons, people are becoming more intrigued in spirituality, because before it was religion. But spirituality is very simple: honesty, integrity, loyalty, pursue happiness every day. But you have to live at a high level of honesty, integrity, loyalty, because animals live at a high level of honesty, integrity, loyalty, happiness every day. And that's that. If you live within that, you consider yourself connected to your spirit.
So basically, we got to make sure we can take care of ourselves before we can take care of another animal who's going to need a little extra love given their past.
Not extra. Not only this formula is not only good for human to dog, it's for human to human. Right? Because you can adopt a human, and that little human requires the same spirituality nurturing, instincts nurturing, heart nurturing, mind nurturing, right? And you are the person who adopted, so you need to give direction, protection, love, not just love. You can adopt a kid from a terrible situation. That kid needs to have a healthy energy, healthy philosophy of life, and healthy actions to move on. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see it? So the formula that I use is a universal formula. God is dog backwards. So God is anything to do with universe, and dog is anything to do with earth. So it's three laws. It's God law, earth law, man law. We're not going to follow man law because man law is to control. And God and earth is to connect. So we need to learn, and to understand or learn laws. They are for connection, communication, and relationship. You see it? And you have to master those laws before you break them. See it? And then when you come with this law, the dog senses, you follow God law, earth law. And so when you have those two laws, you can walk a dog off leash. Remember, man law is the one who created dog on a leash, but no animal was born to be on a leash.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of that, this is actually a good moment then to segue over to the Halo Color 3, which it has some new upgrades to it. I hope you can tell me a little bit about the way that your pets now, your dogs can be. It's really cool. I was looking it up and reading up on it, how it could be in its environment without a leash, like you're saying.
Well, because the human is so smart, and the human now, the now human, understands this more than a dog. Through this and the color, we have been able to maintain, for a dog to maintain rules, boundaries, limitations, right? But to maintain follow, play, explore. Those are the three activities that are important to a dog, right? So when you were a kid, you follow your parents, you play with your parents, you explore. Then you had friends.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? So through follow, play, and explore, that's how you learn. And what did you learn? Well, you learn that when you're following, there is rules, boundaries, limitations. When you're playing, there is rules, boundaries, limitations. When you explore, there is rules, boundaries, limitations, right? And because people don't know how to apply these rules, boundaries, limitations, just instinctually, they need technology. So the now human needs technology to help them connect to instincts, right? But at least you don't have a leash on the dog. Mm-hmm. And so the beginning of freedom, the human will begin to experience it, because most people are afraid to let a dog off leash. Mm-hmm. And the land of the free, people are afraid to let a dog free. Right? So I saw that next year are going to be 20 years on TV. 20. Okay. So for 20 years, I've been teaching people energy, philosophy, action, but the fear is so high, right? And the reality is people are not as consistent as there should be, right? So they're pushovers. So they allow their dogs to convince them to give affection at the wrong time. So then people unconsciously put themselves in a not a leader position, right? So when you're not consistent and you're not organized, they can't see you as a leader. Mm-hmm. So you human will go in the back of the pack. Okay, yes. So right now, this is the dynamic in America. Dog number 1, wife number 2, kids number 3, husband number 4. See, the dog is in the front. Mm-hmm. You see it? So yeah, if you go to third country, that you will never see that position in the pack. Mm-hmm. So because the dog is the pack leader, and is put by the female in the house. So mom means love, right? So the person who put the dog there is a person who rules in the house with rules by limitations to the humans, but it gives affection to the dog. Mm-hmm. Like the kids will have rules by limitations, but not the dog. The husband will have rules by limitations, but not the dog. You see it? So everybody has rules by limitations, so they don't need a halo collar. Mom can do it, but the dog needs it because he only gets affection. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? So for America, the dog means love first. So the whole entire America are going to benefit with Halo, as now the Halo 3, which is more accurate. You know, technology gets better and better and better. And so that's just going to help people connect to their instincts, because that's my goal. Hey, let me just help you connect to their instincts, right? So in America, you know, you get to see homeless people walking dogs off leash. In third world country, everybody does it. So it's not an unusual thing. In America, only the homeless can walk a dog off leash, right? Yeah, only the homeless. So they're not going to need the halo collar, but the rest of society will.
That's
achieve
amazing.
The same thing. To achieve the same thing.
It's really amazing when you put it that way, that in order to convince people to do something that they should naturally be able to do, you guys have formulated an app, you know, something you could use on your phone, because like you said, maybe that way you'll understand, you know, the limits, the boundaries that your dog needs. That's really a interesting way to put it, in a very clear and simple way. And yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. What the dog needs is natural, simple, profound conversations or communication, or what do you expect from them, right? Are animals spiritual? Yes, they are. Are animals instinctual? Yes, they are. Are animals are emotional? Yes, they are. Are animals smart? Yes, they are. But they're not rational. They're not Elon Musk rational. You know, they don't create computers. They don't create halo colors. So that's not the intelligence they have. So people confuse intelligence with creativity. Animals are creative. Yes, very creative. That's how they escape. A lot of animals escape, and that's one of the reasons we invented it, because people don't know where the dogs are. So they have an incredible GPS accurate, right? And at the same time, if a dog gets out of your house, it has the capability of creating a boundary. Right? So if he gets out of your house for whatever reason, you still can put an invisible boundary, so your dog doesn't never leave your home. And that is for safety purposes, right? Because a dog in third world country, he goes and comes back. He doesn't need it, because he goes and work, find food and water, has some friends, and then he knows what house to come back. American dog has no idea where things are, because American dogs water is being given to them, food is being given to them, so they don't even have to work for food and water. So a lot of times the American dog becomes bored. So what do you do what do you feel when you are bored? But you want to get out of the house. When you're frustrated, you want to get out of the house. Too much time inside the house. Now there are some dogs that are afraid, so any kind of sound that they experience and there's nobody around to get support, they take off for the July. Millions of dogs run away from home when they should stay at home. You see what I mean? They should not go away from family, and they should not go away from the house, because that's you're safe, but there's something they're not connecting, right? So the goal with anything that I do, especially with the halo color, is to make sure the connection, communication, relationship never gets broken. Right? So we can have a natural, simple, profound connection with our dogs. So if we go rescue a dog, that dog knows, hey, this is home, this is family, this is my life. And that's it. That's all it is. They have no idea we pay for anything.
Yeah, it's a fantastic device. And thank you so much for your time. It's been such a wonderful time to get to talk to you a little bit, and get this great information, and you know, spread the word about the Halo Collar 3 to you know, help, you know, make that connection even stronger between families.
Yeah, it's the first tool that technology will connect you to instincts.
100%. Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Thanks again. It was great to meet you virtually. Hopefully we'll meet you in person one of these days.
Yes,
and
sir.
we look forward to seeing you some more.